welcome to Euphony Academy. Today we want to look at some ways for you to improve your spoken English. So we want to look at the facts about Anthony Joshua. So in these facts you'll be learning how to pronounce all those many English words. So we're going to be using Anthony Joshua's accents to learn some English pronunciation. So at the end of the video, I'm going to analyze some of his words and phrases, so the way he was pronouncing his words and also some of the ways he's linking his words. So this is exactly what we want to do in the at the end of the video. So I want you all to listen to the end.
Pick up where we left off.
Well done on being a great champion.
Huh?
Well done on being a great champion.
Oh, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anthony, in terms of your eye, if it hadn't swollen up and you'd been able to see, what was your strategy in those last few rounds?
Same. Continue the process. Continue the process. But when I couldn't see, I had, yeah. But yeah, just continue the process. To be honest with you.
You clearly rated Alexander, you said before. Were you surprised how good he was then?
With all due respect, not necessarily. He's just a lot lighter, so the pace, he's got a good pace, but he still gets hit. You know, he gets hit a lot, and in the rematch, you'll just learn how to hit him more and be more concussive with our punch selection.
You obviously prepared a long time for Usyk. Is there anything specifically in the ring that you didn't expect or was struck by his performance?
I never tend to look at the opponent. I just tend to look at myself and realize where I went wrong. So it's not so much what he done, it's the opportunities I gave him. So it's not so much him. I'm just going to go back and look at myself and correct my wrongs. Yeah.
You know, you was en route to victory and everything was going according to plan through that?
It was a good chess match. I'm a boxer, innit? I'm a box fighter. I wanted to outbox him, do certain things. And then, after that, my eye, man, just peaked in the 9th round. It was great lesson, though, great lesson. I feel like the whole fight for me, for me personally, I'm just learning this game. I'm studying, I'm learning. It's part of the process. Eye closing up. As you said, 8 rounds are going wild, and in the 9th, you hit a bit of a little issue happens in the fight. You've got to stay consistent. The other fighter starts putting up more pressure, starts picking up the pace. They could probably sense something in there. And then we'll come back again. I'll pick up from where we left off now, and then I'll come back and try to be better. I'm sure I'll be better the next one.
And you mentioned the 12 rounds as well. Sorry, you mentioned the 12 rounds as well. And obviously good cardio and stuff.
Great cardio, great cardio.
Would you come in lighter, heavier? Are you happy with how everything was with your engine?
Well, I said, I don't tend to look at the weight and think to myself, I want to come in lighter or heavier. I just look at whatever happens in sparring. I just adapt my training to how I'm performing in sparring. And then the weight kind of figures itself out. As a heavyweight, we haven't got to make weight, so I'll just condition myself to how I'm performing when I'm doing my rounds in the ring.
Anthony, do you think would this be easier to get over than Ruiz defeat? I would suggest that he thinks it may be.
Oh yeah, look, I'm a different kind of animal. Yeah, I'm not a sulker. You know, this is a blessed opportunity to be able to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world, to fight good fighters time and time again, for people to come out. So it's a blessed opportunity. I'm not going to go home tonight and be crying about it, because this is war. It's a long process. Like, this isn't just like one fight and then I'm done. I've got an opportunity to go back to the drawing board, so I can't go back and sulk. That's wasting time. I'm going back to look at ways I can improve straight away. I've already been watching the fight and figuring out, I could have done that better already, in my mind anyway. So yeah, I'm not too bothered. But what I'm bothered about is how much better I can get. That's where I'm putting my energy. I'm not putting my energy into sulking. I'm putting my energy into ways I can improve.
AJ, you'll go into this rematch almost certainly as the underdog, which you haven't had for a long while, certainly since Klitschko or maybe before. Could that possibly suit you, that in terms of mentality, that people might not be expecting you to win?
I don't look at it kind of like underdog and whatnot. If you know me, I'm not fussed about. I always say that the belts don't represent me. I represent myself. So underdog or champion is what it is. But I'm just looking to go in there improved, stronger, smarter, and I believe I'll get a good win in the next fight because of what I learned in this fight. I'm a quick learner, and we'll bounce back.
Anthony, there's been a few kind of criticisms naturally of the game plan to sort of choose to engage Usyk in a bit of a boxing fight. Do you have any regrets about that?
None at all. As I said, it's all about experiences. You've got to trust the process. If it went well tonight, it would have been perfect, but it didn't. So I can't really look at it and have any regrets. We went through the process, but what I'm happy about, as I said, you've always got to look at the positive, is that I can go again. And I've got a chance at becoming, heavyweight champion of the world again. So only positives from here, moving forward. I've had enough of looking at things from a negative point of view. Like, we always tend to look at things from a negative point of view. I'm just keeping a positive head on my shoulders. And game plan or not, as I always say, the game plan is to win. The game plan is praying. The game plan is to win, and that's all I focus on. I'm not really worried about anything else that happened tonight.
Anthony, thank you again for coming to talk to us.
No problem.
Was it a fight where you felt you were getting a foothold and building momentum at any stage?
Always. There were certain things I was doing in the fight that I've never done before, as I'm gaining experience. So yeah, I felt like I had a good foothold in the fight, and I'm going to build on that. I'm definitely going to build on that.
Could I ask, Anthony, could I ask your coach, Rob McCracken?
Feel free.
Rob, obviously you will have seen what happened tonight, and Anthony was box fighting, a boxer. What would you suggest is a game plan, a better plan going into a second fight? Because that's obviously what Anthony wants, what Eddie has told us he wants. Where do you go back to with the drawing board, and what do you do against this guy, Usyk, the second time
there's
round?
no drawing board, Gareth.
The proverbial.
Yeah, there's no drawing board, to be honest. You've got to apply pressure behind your jab and your right hand, and you've got to keep him off balance, and you've got to put shots together when you get there. But as we've seen tonight, Usyk's a very good boxer. But look, Anthony's already addressed that he's learning on the job, and he showed that in the Ruiz rematch. And I've got no doubts that if he applies himself, which he will, that he'll get a great performance in the rematch, because Usyk's boxed tremendously well tonight, and Anthony will have learnt loads tonight. You've got to apply better pressure with a fighter like that and not give him too much time, and that's really what should happen.
Did you feel, Anthony, that you had him hurt at times in there? Certainly the 5th and the 6th round, you had a lot of success to the body, and you seemed to have ascendancy in those rounds.
Yeah, definitely. But we went 12 rounds, so yeah, you hit people hard, you hurt them, but they're smart. They're good boxers. At this level, people know how to survive. When you hit someone hard, they know how to ride the shot. They're just quite intelligent at this level. So even though you hurt them, it's not so concussive where the next punch that lands is going to knock them out. It's like chopping down a big tree. It takes a bit of time. It takes a few shots with an axe. When you're at a different level or a lower level, it's a lot easier to knock someone out. So I'm at a stage in my career where I'm trying to progress and I'm trying to level up. And I will get there for sure. And when I was walking back through the tunnel, I just said to myself, I'm ready to get back to the gym. I'm ready to just put that work in. Like most people, when they finish a fight, it's like, yeah, let me go out and have a bit of fun. But my mindset is a bit different. Like, I just want to get back to the gym and get back on the grind so I can improve. So when I'm fighting these good guys, when I do see that they're hurt, etc., I can capitalize on the opportunity once again. But as I said, like, it's a great lesson today. It was a great lesson. I know we can look at it from a negative point of view, but for me, I've got to take it as a great lesson and build on that situation.
You grew after the Andy Ruiz fight. We've seen you grow. Are you going to grow from this now?
100%. As I said, I'm not a weak person. I don't want to be in my bedroom like sulking about the situation. I'm looking at it from a point of view like great lesson, go back, study, and just rejuvenate myself, because no one's going to do it for me. I can't depend on anyone to come and pick me up and pat me on the back. That's why I'm not going to, put my head in my palms and cry all night about it. I'm going to lift myself up. I'm going to look myself in the mirror and say, I know I can do it. I just got to put myself up to it. And that's where I want to get back to training, back to the drawing board, and get back on the gravy train again. It's like, if this was the end of the story, it'll be more emotional for me, but I know that I trust in my process. Whatever's happening, good and bad, I just trust in my process.
And Anthony, it was the first southpaw fighter that you fought since Charles Martin. Did that make it extra difficult on the night?
There's an old saying in it: if you want to go down as a great fighter, don't fight southpaws, especially good ones. So he's a good fighter. Southpaws are tricky, right? They're not the easiest fighters. I know if I was fighting an orthodox fighter, I probably would have knocked him out by the ninth, no matter who it is. But I know this experience today is invaluable, and the next fight will benefit me a lot. What I went through today will have a massive benefit for me in the next fight, right? I don't think it's going to do me any worse. I'm going to come out with a positive mindset, with great experience from this fight, from the whole training camp that I can build on. So it's not a bad thing.
And after the fight, did you exchange words with Alexander Usyk?
Not after the fight, no. I was just quite disappointed. It was a fast-paced fight. I was catching my breath. But in the changing room, I've just said to him, I'll see you again, really. I'm looking forward to it. Sent a message to his kids as well, saying hello, and that's it.
AJ,
couple more questions, guys.
I know you're looking forward into the future, how you're going to come back from this, of course, and you've got a positive mindset. But is any part of you look back to the fact that that undisputed fight was so close, and now, it's back to square one, starting again, getting those title backs? Does it frustrate you a little bit?
Nah. Like the road to undisputed and stuff is like it's marketing, isn't it? Like when I pulled up today, it just reminds me like of it's like a big circus. Like this is the greatest show on earth. But for someone like me, I don't really. The road to undisputed and all that stuff is good. As I said, I'll fight Tyson Fury, Wilder, whatnot, without the belts. The belts is fun. It's great. It's legacy. But without the belts, I'll fight whoever. The road to undisputed is a nice title to have and a nice title to chase. But would you still watch it without the belts?
100%.
Exactly. So that's the main thing, is that you got two competitive fighters in the ring from UK soil that just want to go toe to toe.
I think it's important to address as well that we had a full-packed stadium today, 70,000. Probably the biggest since the lockdown. A few words for the fans that came out today.
Sorry, a few words
to the fans that came out.
I'm just hoping that they're happy. Like, obviously, certain fans that were here for Usyk are happy. Certain fans that were here for me aren't happy. So I'm just hoping that they had a good night tonight, because that's what matters to me. I just want to make sure that people appreciate the work I put in, because I don't take it for granted. As I always say, is that when I come out, I'm not just looking at like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm looking at like, that's why I want to get back to the gym and work hard, because I don't take it for granted. I know how these people put their time and effort into supporting me. And I know it's going to upset some people that I lost, but I say keep positive. Like, this is just part of life. Everyone's going through stuff in their life. I go through some stuff. Mine's just publicized to people. And we just got to keep on moving, keep my head up. No one's going to pick me up. That's what I'm trying to say is we'll go through stuff. And I'm just going to get back on the gravy train. Hope people had a good time tonight. And I hope they can learn from my situation and not give up. Like, stay strong. Like, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And we'll see when roughly. Next year?
Yeah.
Next year? I'll see them all next year. Moving up from cruiserweight. Power, yeah. Everyone can punch. Yeah, everyone can punch. We'll go again soon.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming. Thanks for waiting behind. And
thank you very
safe trip
much.
home, everyone. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. See you all soon. See you.
Right, I believe you all enjoyed the video. Okay, like what I promised you all the time, I said at the end of the video I'm going to analyze some of his pronunciations, some of his words, and the way he was linking some of his words. So this is exactly what we want to do now. And one of the reasons we want to do that is for you to, to improve your pronunciation and some of the elements of English pronunciation. So you get to learn you get to learn a lot of things here for you to become a fluent speaker. Right. So let's start with this one. So while Anthony Joshua was when it was speaking, he say this phrase all again. He doesn't say all again, so he said all again. So the word all and again, so he linked them because at the end of the word all it has the sound l, and the word again it has it starts with a vowel sound, though it's a short sound. So you link the last sound and the o and the first sound in the word again, so link the two sounds. So the phrase sounded like this: all again, all again. So that's the way it sounded. You get it now? Okay. Part what he was saying also, part what he said in his speech is this: close up, close up. So he said close up. He doesn't say close up. So you can say that it's linking it. So if for you to become a fluent speaker, also try as much as you can to link your words. So you have to try as much as you can to link your words, to link, some of your phrases, right? Whenever you're speaking. So did you get it now? So let me just give you this rule here. When a word ended with a consonant sound, and it's followed by a vowel sound, so you have to link it. So you have to link it. For example, close up, like what he said, close up and all again. So doesn't say, Anthony Joshua doesn't say close up, but he say close up. So that's it. So what he said also is that he said better, better. So saying better, that's what we call the glotted stop. So that's what we call the glotted stop. So to say better, he said better. So it's another way for you to become a fluent speaker. You can say better or you say better. So when you say not also, you say no, fire, fire. So when you say fighter, you say fire. So you can also say that if you like, just for you to become a fluent speaker. English speakers are lazy, so they don't like stressing themselves whenever they're speaking. So spoken English should be something that you enjoy. It should be something you enjoy, not to stress yourself. Just be free to speak. Don't be afraid of speaking. So the more you practice, the better you become. The better you become. You get that now? So you also pronounce this word animal. Doesn't say animal. Doesn't say animal, but it say animal. Do you get that now? So there's another word he pronounces here. It's a war. War. So war is pronounced war in British pronunciation. So that's the way to pronounce war. So in American pronunciation, the r is pronounced r, but in British pronunciation, you say r. So war, war, war. So we also pronounce this word can't, can't. It doesn't say can, or you get that? So it's a can't. So can't is spelled of C-A-N apostrophe T. So that is can't, C-A-N-T, can't. So in British English, C-A-N is pronounced can, and C-A-N-T is pronounced can't. So the first one has a short vowel sound, while the second one has the long vowel sound or, 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 like car. So the sound that ended. So the sound that ended is gonna sound like or. So car. So there are lots of words he pronounced. So part of it is gonna. So if you want to say going to in fluent speech, so it'll be kind of easy for you to say gonna than to say going to. Just say gonna. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Okay. So what he said also, he said wanna. I want to do that. I wanna do this. So I said wanna. So instead of you to say want to, you can say wanna. You get that now. So you can say wanna. When you say wanna, it's gonna make it more fluent than just saying want to. Okay. So that is the way most native speakers often say it. Okay. And also in part of the words he pronounced in the speech, he said walking. He said walking. So that's the way of pronouncing Walking in British pronunciation. Okay. So uh, he also said we always. Okay. So in the phrase I just said now, we always. So when a vowel and a word, when a vowel and a word, especially I'm talking about this present phrase, when the vowel and the word, the vowel e, and the vowel that comes immediately after it, when another vowel comes immediately after it, so you're going to use a ghost sound to link them. So that is here. So the sound you have at the beginning of the word yam, you get that now. So we always. So for example, if you have this word, for example, you have the and end. So for you, if you have to link them, you can say the end. So there's a time I was listening to a poem, the baby's poem, and in the song I listened to it, and the way the link, most of the words were, it's kind of interesting. So it goes like this: the ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. So what I want to use here is the way they pronounce the words, the ants, the ants, the ants. To get that now. So let's look at another thing he said. Okay, so but what he said also, he said tonight, 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 tonight. So while I was listening to it, it's tonight, but in what I heard there, it just said tonight, tonight. The T wasn't pronounced, it just said tonight, tonight, tonight. And also, part of what I heard there said nature, 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 nature. So next year would sound like next year, next year, next year. All right. Thank you all for listening to this audio. I believe you've all learned one or two things in it, and when next you want to speak, you should be able to apply this to your speaking, and I believe it's gonna go a long way when you put it into practice. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. I remain Euphony.